Welcome to Broker's Corner. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, or whenever it happens to be that you're tuning in. My name is Brian Spencer, account executive here with Greater Vancouver Realtors. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, Broker's Corner is a monthly video series where we talk about regulatory changes, market shifts, internal updates, and really anything that applies to a real estate community, whether you're a broker or you're a licensed rate trading representative. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Mr. James Lindow, an internal guest here directly at GVR. James, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do here at the board?
Well, thank you for having me on. I am the product specialist for MLS. I take care of our MLS product stack, everything member facing. Been with the board going on nearly 12 years now.
Goodness. Wow.
Been here a while, but I also do, as part of my job, I do a lot of work for our corporate development team. And so I handle all of their focus groups, gather all of the member feedback, and make recommendations on products that are coming in the future.
Awesome. Great. And, you know, I get the chance to work with James quite a bit as well. We're both on the membership operations team, so anything membership related as it, pertains to technology, this is your man. But along that vein, one of the things we wanted to talk about a little bit today was, a few of the changes we've made to searchable fields. It's been a bit of a journey, but we've made a couple of changes to searchable fields specifically for mountain towns like Whistler. Can you give us a little bit of, a what's changed?
Yeah, of course. We added 11 new fields, as well as making parking mandatory.
Right.
Parking mandatory was a request by Fraser Valley, and as we were making changes, they threw in that request.
Right.
We do share our system with 4 other boards,
right.
Which I'll get to a little later in the conversation. But out of the 11 new fields, we added, for title of land, we added bare land strata, we added quarter share. We added things specific to Whistler, like phase 1, phase 2 properties.
Right. That's for short-term rentals and things along those lines.
Correct. Right? Those are the covenants that dictate how much or how often you can rent a condo in Whistler.
Right.
We added employee restricted, which some properties do fall under in the Whistler region. We also added a couple of new amenities. We added pickleball courts, which is actually being used throughout the province now, as well as ski in, ski out, which we find is being used in some of the interior communities as well as BC Northern.
Interesting. So a conversation I was having not too long ago pertaining to the ski in, ski out situation, there's not, at least in certain areas, there's not many true ski in, ski out villas and chateaus and things along those lines. So it's a little difficult to be able to put those in the realtor notes and all the rest of it. So that's really interesting that got put in there. That's great.
Yeah, that was, again, that was a request from our member focus group, which I think we'll get into a little bit later as well.
So that's great. We've made the updates. I want to maybe turn the clock back just a little bit on this, because obviously that's the what. Now, why? Why did this happen, and when did it start?
This started would have been towards the end of 2025.
Okay, so it's been a bit of a long road.
Yes, very long road actually to get here. Actually, no, not end of 2025. End of 2024.
Oh, wow. Okay, so even longer.
Even longer. It took just over a year to get these in.
Right.
So how this came about, we've heard feedback for a long time from Whistler Realtors on what they need.
Right.
And, it's always been on the list. But we were approached by several brokerages in the Sea to Sky area. And, they asked us, look, we need these fields to be able to search, be able to differentiate, and be able to better serve our clients.
Right.
And so, we took that request and we brought in agents from those brokerages. We brought in their managing brokers.
So we did do focus groups on these.
Yeah, we did. We did work with a specific group out of the Sea to Sky region to accomplish this. And what we settled on was the 11 fields that you saw added.
Right.
So it was at their request, we were happy to oblige.
Right, and so I've heard, based upon the workings that I've seen with changing fields and the conversations we've had internally, it sounds like it's quite a process. you know, and not just because, you know, getting things approved takes a long time, but actually smushing them into the data input form or the realtor read copy of a feature sheet rather, it's a pretty cramped space as it is. So finding areas to put them, is that right?
Yes, we probably about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we do have a default one-page report. We now have a two-page report, and the two-page has everything.
Okay.
Unfortunately, on a one-page default report, there isn't enough room to fit what we have in our system.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. So, you know, we may look at moving to a default two-page report for all of that information. And the process of changing fields may seem simple. It's really not.
Yeah, so walk me through that a little bit. So why is it not as simple as one might think? It's just a button you click, right?
No, it's not, because your vendor has to do the work of adding those fields to the system, adding those fields to lookup tables, making sure that they're searchable. And once that work is done, well, and even before that work is done, because we share a system with 4 other boards,
everyone has to agree.
we have to obtain sign-off. You know, during that sign-off process was when we made parking mandatory at the request of Fraser Valley.
Right.
And so once you've got the sign-off, you then have your vendor who has to do the work. And while that happens, you then have to coordinate the data input form and do a rewrite, add all those fields. You have to ship that off to CREA to have that programmed on the web forms end, which also means testing and running ADT through its paces on the web form side. So you have to coordinate all of that along with the release of the fields. And then there's more back-end work because, of course, all of that data, once it's all set in the system, goes out through our IDX platform to realtor websites, to third parties. All of those people who absorb all of that data, just because we do work doesn't mean they can ingest that data or display that data.
Right.
They have to do work on their side as well. So there's a lot of checkpoints and a lot of people. It is very multifaceted. And once that data is out the door, you've got to make sure it's correct because it has downstream implications for not only our members, but for the public, for other associations, and other people who use our data.
Interesting. Okay. So a lot more complicated than, you know, meets the eye originally. Now, we've talked about, you know, what was changed, why it happened, and how it happened, but what do you think the main benefit is going to be as a result of the changes that we've made?
Well, the main benefit, I think, is that our members that work in the Sea to Sky corridor will be able to serve their clients better.
Beautiful.
You know, more access to information means better decisions.
More informed decisions as well.
More informed decisions, you know, and that's what our members need.
Beautiful.
Our members need that data.
Beautiful. All right. Well, I always like to give my guests a couple of seconds to address the viewership. If there's anything interesting going on in your life or your world, feel free to pass it along, and we'll get the light shined on you a little bit.
I appreciate that. There's a few things that are coming up that I think are going to be really interesting for the membership. We have just started the build work on the regional data share, which means that sometime early next year, Vancouver members will be able to see Victoria data
Great.
natively in the Paragon system.
Excellent.
Even though they are on a completely different system to us.
Right. And this isn't through a third party. This is directly through Paragon.
This is directly through Paragon.
Fabulous.
So our members will be able to search in Paragon for Victoria listings. They'll be able to do CMAs off of Victoria listings.
Right.
And they will have full access to Victoria property data.
Excellent.
In the system.
Excellent.
I think that's going to be amazing. I also do, in the next couple of months, have several focus groups coming up for products that we are evaluating. And so to everybody who's watching this, if you're interested in joining us and having your say in the future, keep an eye on the newsletter. We are still evaluating web forms alternatives. We are looking at back-end brokerage software as well. Yes, and there's an offer management platform.
Lots of goodies
that
coming
we
up.
will be testing in the next couple of months as well.
Very good.
So if you want your say on the future, come visit.
Well, you heard, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to this most recent episode of Broker's Corner. If you are interested in getting involved with any of our focus groups, or if you just want to drop us a line to give some feedback, we're always happy to take it. That's it for your July episode of Broker's Corner, and we'll see you in August.